Flying sucks too, yeah. Flying sucks because it completely ruins the sense of scale in your game. Now, there are ways you can develop around it, but it really destroys the sense of scale and exploration as far as I'm concerned for the most part. I think the best balance between the two, if you want increased player traversal, but not to destroy the sense of scale, is to have a gliding system. I think that ArcAge did it pretty near perfectly with how they handled their gliders. I think Shrouded does it pretty well, not an MMO, but I think a glider that requires you to get to a high point first and then have better traversal for a window is awesome. I think when you have unrestricted free flight through the world, it just destroys the scale of that world. So I think it makes it worse. But gliding? Do it. ArcAge gliding was great. You would do all this crazy shit. You would climb to the top of some mountain and then you would use it to like glide over and go into the back of this big point of interest fortress so you didn't have to clear all the mobs. Or because there was open PvP in some of the zones, what I would do is I would sit on top of a mountain. I played a Dark Runner, which is like kind of a melee burst class. I would sit on top of a mountain and I'd look into POIs when it was wartime and I'd watch people go into there. And when I saw them surrounded by enemies, I would glide down to them, actually you could shoot from the glider. So I'd glide down to them, I'd bombard them with some shots, and then I'd jump off the glider and burst them down and kill them, and it was so much fun. But unrestricted flight, it makes it worse. It makes open world PvP worse. If they can just get out of combat long enough to jump on their flying mount, they can just book it out of there. Yeah, I don't like flying in any MMO that has had it.